how to get more lightning bugs in your garden in 3 easy steps. Now the things that we're going to cover in this video, they may not be for everybody. I'm fully prepared for that. But if you're interested in bringing more lightning bugs into your garden, just watch this video. I promise you I'll make it very quick and painless. However, some of the things that I'm going to talk about in this video may not be for everybody. That's okay. Just know that they are necessary for allowing more lightning bugs to come into your garden. Lightning bug populations are on the decline for several important reasons that we're going to talk about in this video. Just generally speaking, the more that you follow the things that I'm going to talk about in this video, the more wild and imbalance you will see your garden space start to become. The more that we can follow these general principles that I'm going to talk about, the more your garden will handle pest issues on its own, the more it will thrive on its own, and it will start to subtract a lot of the work out of your garden and bring you much more enjoyment. Because when we bring the garden into balance and allow all of the things into the garden, the more fun gardening can be, especially in Texas. I mean, it's already hot enough without having to battle pests and disease and all the other things that can creep into the garden when we allow it to become out of balance. Step number 1 is related to how you plant. Plant spacing is something that I like to think of as a general recommendation. I almost never follow them because I have found that the more thickly and more variety that I plant in my garden, so I keep everything very close together, we're accomplishing a couple of things there, right? First of all, it provides cover to insects, lizards, snakes, turtles, toads, frogs. All of the things that will eat the problem bugs in your garden want cover. They want a place to hide. Imagine if you were a bug the size of like a lightning bug, you would want a place to hide. If we just have like plant, several feet later, plant, several feet later, plant, there's no cover for bugs, they're not going to hang out there. You want things very thickly planted so they have a place to hide from predators. And that goes for lightning bugs, but it also goes for all kinds of insects. And remember, you can't only have the good insects in your garden. Good insects need food. Everything is food for something else. You can't expect to have something like a beneficial like a ladybug without any aphids. If you're always killing the aphids, there's not going to be any ladybugs. Lightning bugs want a place to hide. Let me show you 2 places in the garden that are always really, really thick with lightning bug activity. Here's the first space. This is a hedge of American beautyberry, Calocarpa, and the lightning bugs are always very thick in this bottom layer because I planted my beautyberries very, very tightly. They make almost one big mass, and at dusk this place is like little lightning bug nightclub. They light up this patch. Similarly, right over here, they're very thick in here also. Y'all can hear the martins. They're so mad at me for being near the porch because they're nesting. They have fledglings in there. This is a flower bed that we just cleaned up a few videos ago, I think. And the lightning bugs are very thick in here because of all those daylilies that I leave alone. I have Mealy Blue Sage, I have Mexican Mint Marigold, I have Scarlet or Salvia coccinea, I have plumbago, oak leaf hydrangeas. Everything in here, if you look at it, is very jungly and thick. And they absolutely love it here. If you are looking at your garden and you have like plant, lots of space, plant, lots of space, because you're trying to follow the plant spacing requirements, I totally get it. It's just not going to be the kind of place that wildlife likes to hang out. They don't want to be exposed. If we think of some of our natural spaces, like if you go to a state park or you're in like a just an unmanicured and uninhabited part of Texas that's near you, what does it look like? Is it a plant growing in isolation by itself, or is it very thick and jungly and kind of overgrown? That's where all the bugs are. And you're probably thinking like, well, if things are planted really close together, won't they get things like powdery mildew or fungal diseases or something like that? The only things that I really pay close attention to on that are my lavender. That's it. Lavender is really the only thing I have out here that I have seen struggle when it gets engulfed by something else. Because when something else is laying on the lavender, it tends to get fungal issues. The center of it will die out. That's really the only plant I have where I try to keep it like on its own, get good sunlight all the way around it. Everything else, they do great because they're shading each other's roots and they're allowing for a lot of bug activity, so it's keeping the plant healthier in general. Step number 2. This next thing, it has a name. It's a practice of gardening that has a name. It's called chop and drop. And you've heard me talk about chop and drop before, but I cannot stress the importance of this practice for protecting the bugs and improving your soil life enough. I will talk about it in probably every single video I ever post on here because it is so important. If you are cutting something, weeding something, unless it has like a known very aggressive bug or disease issue, or it's an invasive weed, you need to cut it, leave it in the flower bed. Do not remove it. Do not take it away. You're removing insects. You're removing their cover. You're depriving your soil of organic matter that could break down and improve it. But not only that, you're removing shelter from the lightning bugs. Let me show you an example of some chop and drop I did just yesterday, and it doesn't look great. This is not Instagram worthy stuff right here. It's not. But this is the way to a healthy flower bed. I have to leave this stuff in here. The garden needs it. The lightning bugs need it. I had to come in here and cut on one of my Skydance salvia because look what it was doing to the lavender. Do y'all see this big brown spot? It was laying on the lavender and not allowing any sunlight, so the lavender was slowly dying on that side. I had to cut this salvia back. I had to cut some of that Mystic Spires back because it was starting to lay on that lavender and kill the side of it. I have things in here that are very, very happy, that grow very, very quickly, but I need to size control it so it doesn't start to harm the lavender. Because like I said, that's the one thing that I tend to get really worried about. If it's not getting proper airflow, it will start to actively kill off the plant. Now that it has some sunlight and airflow, it should bounce back and be fine. I just let it go for a little bit too long. As you can see, all of the stuff that I cut, I just put right back down. Does it look great? Not really. Could I have removed it and then come back with mulch? Yeah. Could I come back with mulch on top of this? Sure. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But every time I cut something in the garden, it goes right back down to where it was. And if I come back by here in a week or two, especially if we get another rain, I'm not even going to see any of this debris anymore. It's going to disappear. I don't remove the stuff. Let me show you another example on our tree line. Okay, this may look like a hot mess, just stay with me. So this is some pokeberry back here, and it was starting to lay on this juniper and cause it to struggle. I cut the pokeberry and I left it there, down there on the ground. Cut it, leave it down there on the ground. Anything that I remove from this area, I put it back down on the ground. The lightning bugs hang out down there, but not only that, y'all, their food source hangs out down there because their food source, which is snails, slugs, some kinds of worms, are attracted to decomposing matter, right? They want to be where the more moist soil is, where the cool soil is, where things are decaying. They're drawn to that. They're going to be drawn to this area. Lightning bugs will hang out if they have stuff to eat. If we try to eliminate the hospitable areas for their food source, you will have no lightning bugs. Lightning bugs won't come around when there's no food. Just like any other kind of bug or animal, it wants to have a reliable food source in order to hang out there, in order to make babies there, etc. That's why it's so important for you to leave your leaf litter in place in the fall. Like, leave that on the ground so that it can break down. I understand that snails and slugs are going to arrive. You know what? It's food for something else. Leave the things that you cut in place. Do not rake your leaves up in the fall. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Last thing, I told y'all this was going to be a quick video. Last thing is outdoor lighting. Stop having a floodlight on all night. If you have a light that's not yours and it is coming into your outdoor space, if it belongs to an electricity provider, you can request for them to put a shield on it or redirect it so that it's not shining into your property. Just call them. If it is a neighbor, you can either talk to them directly, or if you don't get any resolution there, you can go talk to your local city. You might have some kind of city ordinance or a nuisance abatement type of situation that you can engage in order to get that light off your property, because what the light is doing is messing with the lightning bug's natural ability to communicate with each other via that bioluminescence that makes them so special. They're talking to each other when they're flashing like that, and your outdoor lighting is interfering with that. There's no reason to have a light on all night long. There's not. The darkness is for the nighttime. And honestly, that goes for a lot of things that need darkness to hunt or that are nocturnal. Our owls need that darkness. Our bats need the darkness. Things that rely on that difference between day and night are getting messed up and driven away by your outdoor lighting. So if you want to have like a motion sensor, if that's something that makes you feel better, it'd be a motion sensor. Okay, I can kind of get on board with a motion sensor, but all night floodlights, all night party lights, all night string lights, turn them off. They're messing with the lightning bugs. They're messing with a lot of bugs. Bugs are good for the garden. Everybody take a deep breath. The bugs have to be in the garden. Okay? I'll see y'all next time.